we go. Yes. What's up? What's up? If you're watching a replay, if you've missed the announcement, I'm now letting people create their own coaching packages and create their own pricing system. So if you are looking for coaching, if you've been interested in getting a package or a bulk deal on coaching or long-term coaching, you can actually create your own coaching package and tell me what type of structure you want. And within reason, I'm accommodating most people simply because I know most of the time when a coach has a coaching package or some kind of coaching product, his idea of what it needs to be and your idea are two very different things. So if you're interested in coaching, go to girltalkwithguys.com and create your own coaching package. And I'm giving out free calls so we can talk about it. If you have a good idea, we can run with it. So if you want a free call, if you want a free text, 10-minute call to talk about your coaching package, go to my last video. It was in the video, and it was the link at the top of the comment section in that last video. Oh God, I forgot the WD-40. Now onto this topic. What's going on? What's going on? Love, love, love. How y'all doing? Friday night live with Kev Hick. What's going on? What's going on? While y'all file in, again, I'm just telling people if you are looking for a coaching package or if you've been thinking about getting long-term coaching, whether it was a month's coaching or 2 months or 3 months or 6 months coaching, I'm letting people create their own price. So whatever you feel comfortable spending, whatever you want to spend, whatever your budget is, I have a coaching package for you. I can create one specifically for you, a custom one. So if you're interested, check the link. I might put the link in here, but go to girltalkwithguys.com. You can see it on there if you go to my coaching packages. It's on there. So what's up? Love and respect, JC. Say I'm here, bro. I appreciate you. I don't know if I don't think my wife's in the room. I think she might be watching TV. I've been going live a little sooner because man, I'll be finishing up too late, and then it's movie night also, so I'll be needing to take a nap before we watch movies. And my son wants to watch the new Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick's Rules, or some stuff like that. I think that's it. So I want to make sure I got enough energy to stay up and not actually fall asleep. So I'm doing these lives a little bit sooner, and if some rambunctious, loud kids and house noise start happening, and it just be like that sometimes. Love, love, love. What's going on? Actually, Aubrey, Don Caesar, Miss Jones, Patrice Trotter. Love, how y'all doing? I just want to say that I love all of your advice videos. Blessings to you. Thank you. So yeah, that's if you're interested in coaching, go to my girltalkwithguys.com website, and you can sign up. I'm gonna put that in the comment section before we get to addressing comments, concerns. Anybody have any current events or anything like that they want me to address? I probably don't know what's going on. I don't actually get on the internet a lot and look up current events, so sometimes I'm just out of the loop. I don't watch a lot of current events. Oh yeah, thumbs up the video. That's a good idea, actually, Aubrey. I appreciate that. Thumbs up the video. Let YouTube know that it's an important event and people should be notified. How is the book coming along? Almost finished? Yeah, I have the content. I'm ordering the content. I'm adding some original content to it. I didn't work on the book this week because I started looking for a secondary or a fallback career, just in case the social media stuff doesn't end up being for me. First of all, the social media is not for me. It's a stretch of my personality to be on social media, but I'm interested in a particular career, so I've started a training program to do a career I can do at home in tech. I'm interested in jumping into tech. I've always wanted to do it, and so it's just now I have time. I quit my job, and I can still maintain my home life and do tech because most of the jobs are remote. So I started a training program as a fallback. It's between 8 weeks and 6 months, but I think I can get it done in 8 weeks. So I kind of hit the ground running this week with spending my week investigating the right programs to get into, the right opportunities to do, which programs to jump into. And so that's actually what I've been doing this week. But last week, Yes, we were doing book stuff where we're doing we were doing some products. I'm setting up my digital product catalog. The Parenthood Village, the Parenthood Village dot shop, the Parenthood Village dot shop. We're still adding new designs. We're still creating the overall site design, but right now we're just uploading merchandise on the Parenthood Village dot shop. That's an e-commerce store that me and my friend Deshar have. It's about parenthood, fatherhood. It comes from the Fatherhood Village and all of the messages that we were sharing from the Fatherhood Village. And so the Parenthood Village is about, kind of spreading that message and spreading that parenthood pride and creating a community around parenthood. So if you are a parent, if you have a lot of pride in parenthood, if you resonate with the messages that we share on the Fatherhood Village, that will soon become the Parenthood Village, if any of that is important to you, maybe you should check out our merchandise website, the Parenthood Village shop. Here, I'm gonna put that in the comment section. Again, we've been uploading designs literally all week. My wife, predominantly, she's the designer. Uh, I'm not the greatest t-shirt. I'm not the greatest t-shirt maker or designer, but my wife is very creative. That's her gift. Is she's a very creative person. She's also an amazing writer. She's going to be coming out with some books as well, fiction books. But she likes to write. She likes to write. So we've been uploading designs on the Parenthood Village all week. I've been investigating the methodology that I'm going to take to get into the tech industry. It's been about trying to make sure we grow our e-commerce presence. We have another store where we have it called Harmony with Honey. Predominantly, right now it looks like a jewelry store because we haven't uploaded the rest of our t-shirts, the rest of our merchandise on press. So right now it's a jewelry store, but we have merchandise to upload. But my wife's been working on the Parenthood Village shop. So if you're interested in parenthood themed clothes, whether you're a mother or a proud father, and or you're interested in matching themes with your children for t-shirts and just fun casual days, the Parenthood Village shop is going to be a great place to do that because there's not a lot of parenthood themed merchandise stores. Everything is kind of random, and if you look up parenthood anything, you just get Amazon or some giant eBay, something like that. There's no place for parents to go and actually shop for parenthood pride apparel, and I think that it should be. So we've created one. If you're interested, the Parenthood Village shop. So check it out. Again, we're still creating the site. We haven't finished the designs. We're still formatting what it's going to be like and still choosing our theme, but there are a lot of designs on there. And so if you want to check out what we have so far, please do buy a shirt. It really does support my household, Deshar's household, and we'll just throw it right back into business to expand it and to restart the Fatherhood Village and the Parenthood Village podcast. All right, so it looks like we have. I've run my mouth long enough to get a few questions. Oh yeah, and apparently I might have gone live at the same time that Kendra has gone live, and so my numbers are looking a little puny right now because I seen as soon as I was about to go live, it said Kendra's live, and Kendra's getting hot on Instagram, and so good for her. But it's gonna be a calm conversation. Don Caesar said, and I'll probably only be here for about an hour. I'm not gonna stay on here too long. Don Caesar said, how to date appropriately during cuffing season. You should date appropriately regardless. And I don't know, cuffing season is weird because the nomads are much more busy and much more open to relationships and love. A lot of these guys only have a girlfriend during the winter months. December, January, February. I don't know how that becomes a thing and stays a thing for so long. It's like all of the women get a man up until about Valentine's Day, and then it's a wrap. So for me, I think you just have to be aware of that. And if you are a woman who have your own, don't let a man move in on you. If you're a woman who has your own car, don't be letting a man who don't have a car, has a bus pass, borrow your damn car because it's cold and you don't want him on the bus line. Let him be a man. Somebody said, shalom and seasons greetings, Kevin family. I appreciate that. Love, Sanja. Somebody said, I just want to, I already read. I just want to say I love you and your advice and your videos. Blessings to you. Um, oh damn, love for the super chat. It is that time, Don Caesar. Thank you, Kev. I appreciate you, Don. I appreciate that. Super chats, boy. Y'all don't know how valuable those are, especially when YouTube is playing. Like YouTube is killing my views right now. YouTube is treating me like I just started a YouTube channel like 8 months ago. That's how I feel when I upload videos now. It really just like whatever, man. But this book is coming out, and I'm just gonna throw ads at it since I don't get the organic reach. I'll throw ads at the book to make sure that everybody knows it's out and everybody has access to it because I think it's only fair. People have been waiting on it for a while. Somebody says, "Did Don ask a question?" Because somebody said, "Great question, Don." And now I gotta look for Don's question if she asked one. She said, "That's fantastic and very generous." You must be referring to the coaching package. Um, yeah, I think a lot of times people have like me personally, I've paid two business coaches many thousands of dollars before when I had like a big thing that I was trying to sell. Like the first two times I did my coaching package, I did it with a coach, and it was lucrative. It paid off, but I also paid a lot. The first, $5,000 to $6,000 I made, I had to pay into a coaching package, but I still had to do all of those I still had to do all of those calls. I still had to answer all those text messages. So you pay for somebody who can help you market, and ultimately, it works. But at what cost? If I would have kept that money to myself, I could have made the same amount of money just not paying anybody and letting it go natural. But I appreciate those coaches I had, and it was fair for what I made. So I don't have any complaints about them. But in looking for people to run my ads and looking for people to help me market on the paid ad side and things of that nature, I'm realizing that when people have a social media following, they immediately double and triple their price because of their fame or their this or that. And I just think that's unfair. I got into coaching to help people. I got into coaching to reach as many people as possible. And all of the teaching around, if you're a coach, if you're a business owner, is around squeezing every dollar possible from your audience. uh, it don't sit well with me. I used to give if y'all been on my if y'all been following me since I first started, my first 2 years I gave free advice. Literally, most of the coaching I did was free. I was selling packages after about 9 months, but hell, I was still answering 50 to 100 free emails every and 100% were free for my first 9 months to a year. It was just I just gave it away, and I felt like I needed to pay my dues. I needed to really earn the goodwill that was coming toward me, whatever it might have been. But as people get older and as people get more established, there's this pressure on a coach or on a personality, right, an influencer, to start charging exuberant amounts of money, and I just can't get into it. And so my package, even my 1,500 or my $2,200 package it was a lot of me for that money. So I could justify those packages and those numbers, and I could run you the itemized list why it's worth that. But sometimes people don't come to a coach because they want to spend thousands of dollars. They come to a coach because they really need help, and they might not have thousands. They might have a few hundred. They might have 600 or 700. And when I first started working with a coach, and I had to obviously make my money back from what I invested, and trying to get marketing help and things of that nature. It was like, damn, now I'm stuck at this price because I'm so much invested into, the result of this, that I wish I could do a 700 package. I wish I could do a 500 package. I wish I could do $1,000 package. I just wanted more freedom and flexibility. And I think a lot of people who came to me, they wanted cheaper coaching or a smaller package or something that suited their needs and not something that I had already pre-packaged as far as the amount of access they got to me. And so, because I quit my job, I don't have a job anymore. I am a coach full time. I'm a YouTuber full time. I have these e-commerce stores that I work on, and they do their thing full time. I'm just a business person. Now I have space to coach and be more flexible with what I offer people, and it also gives people an opportunity to kind of get access to me who probably couldn't have afforded the larger coaching packages. Thank you so much for your super chat, Eileen. Eileen, I appreciate you. Um, thank you so much. So that's kind of what I was into. I feel like I took like 60 or 70 calls for that first coaching package that I ever did, and I might have closed like 15 calls because most people don't have $2,200 or $1,800 or even $1,500, but a lot of them had $500 or $600. A lot of them had $700 or $800. So it wasn't worth it to me to turn people away, but the structure was already in place, and so I'm just committed to my structure. But at this point, I don't necessarily care about structure. I just want to help more people. I want to get more coaching. I want to have more clients, and I want to be able to affect more of the world, especially looking at potentially leaving YouTube after another year. It's important that I leave my mark. Uh, I've always wanted to be a coach forever, but maybe I don't know how what'll happen with that. So I want to make sure I coach as many people before I walk away from whatever social media has to offer me, because this is not necessarily my personality. It doesn't nurture what I am and what I like. So for me, I want to make sure that I'm more accessible to people, and in order to do that, I need to be more flexible. And so, I'm not necessarily changing my hourly rate. If you buy a call, you buy a call, but there is a benefit to buying a coaching package that you'll get a discounted cost on all of it, and sometimes the discount's significant depending on how many, how the package is structured. The more calls you get, or the bigger the package, the deeper the discount on the calls, and so I think that's only fair. Um, Let me see. Somebody says, how do you know if a guy is just telling you what you want to hear versus actually meaning it? Elaine, love. So Elaine, if look, people say anything. People can make up literally anything. We see this every day with the podcast, this podcast generation we have, and I guess I'm a part of it to a degree. But everybody can go to Best Buy and buy a microphone and talk their shit. And that doesn't mean they're qualified to be leading anyone or educating anyone on anything, but that doesn't stop people. People can say whatever they want, Elaine. And the difference between a guy just telling you what you want to hear versus actually meaning it isn't what he says, it's what he does. A person is not their words. A person's principles, morals, and values, their integrity isn't what they say, it's what they do. That's why, when I'm on the phone with new clients and they're telling me what they stand for and what they want from a man, they say it as if it's them, and it's really not them. Because if that's you, your standards are what you accept, what you require, not what you hope for, and not what you wish would happened, not what you allow. It's not what you don't allow, it's what you allow. So your standards are being treated like shit a lot of times. Not you, Aline, but hypothetically speaking, a new client's standards may be treat me like shit, talk down to me, abandon me, neglect me. Those are your standards if that's what you accept, right? Your actions, that's what your standards, and that's what your principles, and that's what your morals are. That's what your boundaries are. That's what your um your true beliefs are, is what you accept. You can tell me you stand for all kind of things, just like a man can tell you he wants to be great, he wants to be responsible, he wants to be godly, he wants to be spiritual, he wants to be wise, he wants to be smarter, and all of these different things. People say all kind of stuff. They're not what they say, they're what they do. That they're what they do. And a man who's just telling you what you want to hear, first of all, most people can finagle if they're intellectually uh, gifted enough or aware enough. They can guess what the right thing to say is, but very rarely do they match that up with the right thing to do. And I think that if you are with a person who is doing the right things and not just saying the right things, I would almost hope a person doesn't say anything and just do what needs to be done. So never listen to a man's words. Watch and study his actions. Nothing a man says, especially a man that you're trying to get to know, nothing a man says should give you any sense of credibility for him. You shouldn't believe a damn thing any new person says, and that's not about having trust issues. It's just unwise. You shouldn't trust a stranger. Too often we think we need to trust strangers and, oh, we have a problem. Oh, you don't trust me? No, I don't trust you. I don't know you. I've not known you for long enough to trust you. I've not known you long enough to measure your actions versus your words. I'm not long knowing you long enough to observe who you are when things aren't going well. I don't know you, so I don't trust you. But I can observe you and gather that information, and that's all you can do, Elaine. You can't listen to anything a person tells you. Just watch his actions, and if his actions don't match his words, then he's lying, and he's just telling you who he hopes to be. Much like the clients that I have who tell me they're women of respect, and they want a man who has this together and that together. And then I'm like, well, who's your ex-boyfriend? Who's the last guy you cared for? Who's this dude we're talking about now? And there's some dickhead who has none of those things that she says she wants and requires in relationships. So you are your standards, and your standards are shit. In essence, um, don't believe anything he says and just watch what he does. Long answer to a short question. Let me see. Somebody said, um, how to approach dating in the workplace. Carefully. Very carefully. If you have a selection issue, then you shouldn't date in the workplace. And I know people will say never date in the workplace, never shit where you sleep. That's actually not realistic advice. Like in absolute, because most people date their classmates and they date their coworkers. That's who people date. They date their neighbors, their classmates, and their coworkers. Dating, as many of you already know what I'm about to say, dating like murder is most of the time more based on proximity than culture or race or belief system. People date their neighbors, they date their coworkers, and they date their classmates because those are the people they see every day. And those are the people they have the healthiest bonds with, right? Those are the people who they were forced to be around. They didn't immediately try to seek out attraction with each other for the most part. They had to learn how to just be human beings around each other. And then they had to learn and grow in respect of each other, despite whatever challenges were in the environment, right? You came for another reason, and this other human being was there, and you got familiar with them without the pressure of them needing to like you back, or without the pressure of you needing to like them. Nobody needed to feel attracted. Nobody was under pressure to do anything outside of come and perform the tasks that they were supposed to do, which is do some work or to do some homework and do some studying, or to just live in the same neighborhood peacefully, right? So people date their coworkers and they date their classmates and they date their neighbors. That's the realistic, God's honest truth. As far as how to approach dating in the workplace, if you have traditionally had an issue choosing the right guys, if you've traditionally had an issue with feeling disrespected, misused, abused by men, if you've traditionally dated assholes, then I would implore you never to date at work. You are better off re-enlisting in community college and trying to date your damn classmates who are up in age or of your age than dating at work if you traditionally are attracted to jerks and assholes. Because what happens is women who have that particular problem, every woman doesn't have that problem, but the women who do have that problem where they date men who are abusive and or aggressive and or very mean to them, uh, women who attract narcissistic abuse and then date at work attract that same narcissistic abuser. And to be clear, it's not you attract who you attract. What you accept is the narcissism. What you accept is the abuser. And I know everybody says they change their mind, they switch it up, they do this, they do that. Yeah, but they're not superhuman. They're not gods. They're men and just dickheads. And once a man shows himself to be a dickhead, you got to be willing to walk away. Moving on, that's not my point. If you happen to choose unhealthy minded men and you date at work, the likelihood that you're going to have to switch jobs or move jobs or end up getting fired because that man is going to make your life hell is much higher. So if you were to date a nicer gentleman who had respect and who had character, and it didn't work out at work, yes, it would hurt your feelings to see him and not have maybe the connection, depending on who broke up with who, but you wouldn't have to necessarily worry about him trying to destroy you at work, him trying to abuse you at work, him trying to make your life a living hell, or him trying to get you fired. But with certain personalities, if you attract that, or if you respond to the type of aggression that leads to abuse of a woman, then that type of guy, when you don't work out with him, is the type of guy who humiliates you in order to protect himself from whatever accusations you might levy against him. That type of person doesn't have the character and doesn't have the goodness in him to protect you in that breakup, or to just respect what it was and leave that thing private. A lot of times those types of guys want to make sure everybody knows about you. Uh, Again, seek to protect themselves because they don't know what you're going to do, right? So they're going to strike first. They're going to bomb first with the accusations, with the insults, with the humiliation that ruins your career at work. So you got to be very careful when you're dating at work, because if you decide, if you like the so-called alpha male asshole, and alpha, God, okay, there's so much to break down there. But if you like that type of guy who has aggression issues, especially as it pertains to um, um, conflict, then you should never date at work, because you're gonna have to get another job after that. But if you date nice human beings who are decent individuals who mean well and who do good, then if you break up with them, it hurts, but you're not gonna ruin your career most likely. So it just depends on what type of guys you date, how you should approach dating at the workplace. I don't know what your work history is, but I know a lot of people date at work. Sometimes it doesn't work out, and it's okay. Then other people date those assholes, and then they have to move because that guy tries to get them fired. He accuses them of stuff. He makes all of these accusations. He talks to the heads of HR, all of the bosses. He'll play those games where he controls who's allowed to like you, what they're allowed to feel about you. He goes around making sure that everybody likes him more than you. It discredits you at work. It's a lot of different stuff happens. So, and a lot of women experience this, which is why people say don't date at work. But I would say don't date those types of personalities at work. And you can kind of tell who's a dickhead at work already, because they're being them. You don't need to date them to see that they try to get over on people or misuse people. That's not the portion of narcissism that's often hidden. People who are hungry and out to get it are generally that way from the very beginning, and that hunger is what you're attracted to a lot of times. So I'm not sure what you're into or what you've experienced, and I don't want to discredit anything you've experienced, but that's what my advice would be to that. Love, Reese, hold on. Let's see if I burn myself on this juice before I get with you, Reese. Hmm. I got a mug warmer, and last week it was a little bit hot. Or the week before last. Reese, love and respect, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Reese says salute, passing through to drop a little something, something. Reese, we're gonna be starting the Fatherhood Village here pretty soon after we get this store done. So I'd love to have you and Diggy on the Fatherhood Village. Diggy's been enjoying his new son, and we just be proud to talk to you brothers on the podcast. But we haven't been doing it, so we're gonna get it started again. Passing through to drop a little something, something. Sorry, I'm broke after dropping 5 racks on property tax. California, bro. I had to sell the dog and my wife's wedding ring just to donate to you. Look, man, taxes are rough no matter where you are, but I know California is rough. But that a tax man just hit me up for another $3,000. Again, apparently we missed a spot. I just been $3 more from last year's taxes. I thought I got him off my ass. I'm not gonna say how much I spent because people think it'll be a flex, but uh, taxes are some shit, man. I swear to God. So I get it, brother. Love and respect to you. I appreciate you. My taxes are gonna be lower this year because we in a transition, but I can't even be mad at it because I'm so tired of getting that tax bill is ridiculous. As soon as I'd always envy people who had this or had that, and as soon as I got it, I realized that I really only was watching them and looking at the total, but they was getting about 60% of that. But love, Reese, man, we gonna chop it up. I'd love to come back on your show. I know you've been doing some good content lately. Danielle Leo, question: sending sexy pics before meeting in person. Daniela, I'm sorry, Leo, sending sexy pics before meeting in person. Hell no. Hell no. First of all, hell no. No. Why would you do that? And I'm hoping you're saying, you just putting it out there for the other young women. I've had a couple of clients this month hit me with I sent him sexy pictures, and I'm scared to break up with him because he'll show everybody. I just know it. He's vindictive like that. And first I'm like, why are you attracted to somebody? Why were you dealing with someone you knew had to get a lick back when things weren't wrong? And then I'm thinking, why the hell did he have to get a naked picture of you if he was going to see you naked that night anyway? Like, what is the point of that? y'all got to stop letting these men trick y'all out of y'all position. Y'all got careers, y'all got families, y'all got honor in these neighborhoods, and y'all letting these guys telling you, come on, send me something, come on, send me something. And then if your face is in it, I mean, there are 1,000 butts and breasts on the internet, millions actually. But if your face is in that picture, you tripping. You tripping. Because ain't nobody gonna recognize your butt and boobs, but him maybe. But when you put your damn face in it, you just ask for the tabloid to get you. Please stop sending these stupid ass pictures. If a man can't remember it, then damn it, that's his loss. But he need to be able to take a snapshot in his mind. But ain't nobody supposed to be having them type of pictures over you, because it gives all these guys so much leverage over you in negotiations. And when these guys are assholes, like we talked about, the vindictive, the narcissist, the abuser, and you find out after he has 50 pictures of your boobs and breasts and orifices, now you're stuck because you have to kiss his ass to keep him from outing you in the way that, first of all, no man should ever even negotiate that in his mind. That I think, I'm glad the revenge porn law exists in California. I think they should do it in every state, and I think they've done it in a lot of states. But that's a form of sexual assault, I believe, to out a woman like that. It's as bad as the whole dick pic thing. So never send a sexy pic to a man that's not your husband, because your husband's going to protect your honor, because your honor is his honor. But a man just screwing you, he has no honor to lose in you losing your honor. You're not the mother of his children. You're not his partner, his best friend. You're nothing. You're just a woman he's sticking it in. And then you're going to send him some pictures because you like him. Now, I'm not saying you, Daniela, but whomever. It's stupid as hell. It's dumb. And that's father-brother advice. And if it's harsh, it's just harsh. Stop that shit. Stupid. Let him. It's enough titties on the internet for a man that he don't need to look at yours. It's a million, gazillion, trillion titties on the internet. He does not need to see yours. He does not need a picture of yours in his Rolodex just for when he gets tired of your shit and wants to out you and humiliate you or show them to his friends. And I'm not positive. I think 90% of guys, when they get a picture of a woman's butt nakedness, 90% of guys who are not in love with the woman that they get that picture from share those pictures with their friends. Bro, I'm hitting this little bad bitch over here. Look at this picture. Yo, you're a little bit bad, ain't she? That's how they talk about y'all. And y'all think y'all starting something. Y'all think y'all starting a relationship. You the little bitch that he about to hit, that he's sending all the pictures to. Yo, check this one. Look. Hey, you remember that girl from the club? Look at the little bitch. You that. And you sending pictures. Y'all need to cut that shit out. I don't know how many of the 92 of y'all in here are doing that, but you need to cut that shit out. Even so, moving on. With love, I respect it. Thank you for bringing that up, Daniela. And no offense to whomever, but stop that shit. Somebody said, for me, dating sucks. Men in my generation, millennials, are not it. Their IQ is too low, work ethic non-existent, very lazy. I know it's amazing men out here, but boy, they are already taking. I don't know. With love and respect, and somebody accused me of going red pill just because I was given a perspective of the male experience. And I think anytime a man who's in social media who has a predominantly women audience speak for men in a way that maybe points out a flaw in women's logic, there's often people who take injury from that. And so I don't mean to injure anyone with this, but the millennial men are not just ugly, low IQ, low work ethic, lazy. That is not that. I mean, love and respect. I'm not minimizing your experience, Francesca. I'm just saying women are literally chasing the same guys, and when they don't turn out well, it's like, and then they say, "Well, I tried something different once. I tried to date a nice guy," and it's like 20 dickheads. You try to date one or two nice guys. When they don't work out, you put them back in the closet, and then you spend your whole rest of your life saying that patting yourself on the back because you tried nice guys one time, and you don't have a large enough sampling. And I'm not speaking to you specifically, Francesca. When I answer these questions, I answer these questions for whomever might need the advice. So I'm not accusing you, but on top of women generally choosing 10 dickheads for every decent human being that they try to date, they also have they're very, very picky about how a guy looks, which is your prerogative. But science shows that, man. In fact, when I started doing the Iris dating contract, Iris told me, and they gave me the statistics about it. 3% of women are only 3% of the time, sometimes 5% if they're in a really hot dating pool, up to 5%, but most of the time, about 3% of the time, women decide that they're attracted to a man that they see online. So all the profile pictures, a woman will skip from 100 profile pictures. A woman will select 3 that she's attracted to, 5 if it's a great day. So women are really only attracted to 3 to 5% of the guys they meet or the guys that they see online. 5 out of 100 doesn't tell me that guys are lazy, low work ethic, non-existent. It tells me that women have some standards that might not necessarily be in alignment with the treatment that they want, right? So their selection process standards and the treatment that they hope to receive are not in parallel with each other, and they cause conflict. You can either have standards or you can have, fair treatment. There's a fine balance between both, but a lot of women aren't striking that balance. They're leaning one way or another, and that's what's causing a lot of issues. Of course, there's a lot of butt ugly men who are very nice people who you don't want because you don't want them, and that's okay. That's 100% because I don't want no butt ugly woman. I understand that. But to say that just millennial men or any particular generation of men is garbage in the absence of being honest about the millennial women, like there's as many men who are having difficulty finding a woman who haven't been with everybody, who has some level of conservatism around her sexuality. And I keep trying to explain to women that it's not about you being a hoe or you being used up or all of these different wacky ideas that people say when they're trying to dehumanize somebody for doing something they don't like. The issue is men internalize the ability or the willingness to trust a woman based upon her the sanctity that she has around her body. So if you don't place sanctity around your body and you don't protect yourself emotionally through your sexual partners, then a man doesn't know if you can protect his heart because you haven't saw fit to protect your own heart through your sexual conquests or the people you let conquer you. Men inherently do not trust women, and they are incapable of trusting women who don't appear to take care of themselves in the way of the healthy decision, the wise decision, right? They if you're not wise in protecting yourself, you can't protect my heart. And so a lot of times women are wondering why they have no problem having a sexual experience with a man, but he can't commit to them. He won't commit to them. He doesn't take them seriously. Tells them he doesn't want a relationship, and then ends up with a girlfriend the next week. They see on Facebook that he's with someone, and they didn't even know he was talking to somebody else. Why me? Why did he not choose me? Why did he tell me he didn't want a relationship and he ends up with a girlfriend? A lot of times it's because of, again, trust. A man is going to trust a woman that he feels can trust herself through her decision making. And unfortunately enough, I don't give a damn what year it is. A man is going to be concerned with your purity to some degree, or what level of purity, because obviously it's a spectrum. Um, Also, to be quite honest, women of this generation aren't as classic as the men that they want. That's the thing. That's real. Women still want the provider, the protector, the alpha. They've never not wanted that. That's all they ever wanted. But they're not necessarily the nurturer, the homemaker, the calm spirit, the wisdom, the warmth. They're not necessarily that. Now, I'm not one who believes that, because I hear this bullshit all the time. Well, all the women are masculine. They're trying to be men, and the men are turning to women. That's bullshit. That's not it. Women who take shit are not more feminine because they've subjected themselves to taking garbage from men. And I think that is the implication and the attempted miseducation of women, is that Men are trying to educate women to take shit, and that makes them more feminine, and that is not true. That's just like the down ass chick argument from the '90s. Everybody remembers all the down ass chick music from the '90s, where it was basically struggle love music. If you're willing to let me cheat on you and stay with me, if you're willing to struggle with my character, with my bad temper, with the way I treat you, with me talking down to you, and then eventually I grow up, get some gray hairs, grow tired of the bullshit, and then start treating you well, then you're a good woman because you was a down ass chick. If I go to jail and endanger my family and endanger my own freedom and do all of these different things, and you stick with me, you a down ass chick, you a good woman. And so a lot of women were subconsciously programmed who grew up in the '90s to take shit, and that is their rite of passage as a real good woman, is the endurance that they can put up with bullcrap. That is the same amount of that has the same amount of fallacy as the argument we were talking about before. So for me, I think that I try to provide balance for people, and this idea that men specifically, or millennials, or any generation is just the lowest common denominator is unhealthy. And it's the same thing that they say, if we come outside of dating, it's the same thing they say about black folks. It's the same thing we say about gay folks. It's the same, whatever marginalized group, we assign a value to them based on the lowest common denominator. I don't want to be a portion. I don't want to be a part of the habit that we have of reducing each other and dehumanizing each other based on the few shitty people who deserve it, but they deserve it on a personal level. As a group, there's a lot of value in a millennial generation. There's a lot of wisdom in a millennial generation. And women actually, I believe, have a lot more control over this generation than they think. If women decided that the standard was a healthy mind and sexual conservatism among men, and that they were making sure that their shit was together and they had morals, values, integrity, and they were respecting the women that they laid with, we wouldn't have an issue with a lot of this stuff that we're having an issue with. And it's not women's fault, but women have the control and the power to change it. Sandra Teal, I seen you give me a super chat. I'm gonna find it. Sorry, I was running my mouth. Intuitive Sugar Skull, love and respect. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I didn't see that. Reese, hold on, I ran my mouth. Okay, here we go, Sandra. I'm going to get your coaching as soon as I can. At 56-year-old, this 2022 online dating is driving me absolutely insane. Yeah, first of all, thank you. I'm looking forward to talking to you and coaching you and being in contact with you. 2022 online dating is rough because, unfortunately enough, and again, it's not women's fault that men are underperforming, but it's women's fault for accepting it and kind of rolling with it. You can't allow this to happen. Like, we have to get back to a place where women are deciding what standards a man must meet, instead of men getting on a podcast telling each other how to mistreat women, and then teaching women that they need to take shit if they want a high value person. Notice high value is determined, not good or decent or loving, or upstanding citizen, or respectful, or honorable, or good human being. Notice high value because it doesn't require much. It doesn't require anything outside of popularity. High value is basically the most popular men. It doesn't require any particular character or any substrate of principles, morals, values. It doesn't require anything of a man outside of being popular and wanted and sought after. And until we can get away from this idea that a man has to be 6'2", 6 figures, and I just, at some point, we have to get back to being good human beings. And men will not train to be good human beings if they don't see good human beings winning. We're a survival species. We do what works. We do what we see works, and we hunt like the best hunters hunt. The best hunters are shitty. The best hunters are terrible human beings, to be honest. And if we're looking at men hunting as a means of survival and as a means of sexual conquest, and we're watching and we're mimicking as a group the worst of us, because that's what women have accepted. And so I think that at some point, I wish it will become culture that a man has to stand for something besides getting money. but even so, we're talking about again requiring a classic man, and the women would have to obviously adhere to some kind of classic. Uh, and to be honest, they're not. I'm a dating coach. See, a lot of y'all, when I if I say something about an improvement that women can make, they're like, "Oh, you don't know this because I," and then they give me their personal experience. Well, you don't have a sampling size of many thousands of conversations. I do. I'm actually speaking to the people who are going through these things, and yes, while people would only come to me if they're having difficulty, um, I'm talking about the very difficulty. These conversations that you are theorizing, I'm a part of finding solutions for. So yes, of course they will come to me when they're having a difficulty. So maybe I'm a little bit skewed, but because I'm a part of these conversations and these scenarios, when I say something, I didn't just make this shit up. I just didn't get on YouTube and run my mouth because I think I'm smart. These are my experiences. Most of the time when I'm giving a video, I'm actually retaining the anonymity of the person or the many people that I'm reminded of when I have these conversations. So when I start a video and it's like, oh, I don't like this conversation, or I don't like this video, you wrong, I disagree. Disagree. But the many dozens of women that I'm really giving this video for that I've met personally don't have space to disagree because it's real. And I think that in social media, for whatever reason, we have this thing where we only listen to that which we agree with. So we want to be in an echo chamber. We call out echo chambers when it's a different group. We call out echo chambers when it's other people. We call out echo chambers when it's Trump. We call out echo chambers when it's red pill. We call out echo chambers when it's some political affiliation that we not really rocking with. But when it's us, we all of a sudden think that everything we say and do as a group is right, and groupthink becomes the main avenue for understanding. And I think that's wrong. I think that women are as screwed up as men right now. And I've said multiple times, I am so glad I don't have to pick a wife out of this generation. My bad. And I don't say that because I'm saying every woman is bad, but I'm saying choosing and picking and selecting the right woman for you as an individual, as a human being, is much more difficult than it used to be because there's so much more free access given to weak men. And if it's almost like this is how it feels to pick a woman today. And I know y'all like, oh God, he's going red pill. I'm not. I'm just be honest with y'all because I think that there's sometimes this idea that women are doing everything right and men just ain't shit. And that's not always the case. I call out the ain't shit, but let's talk about it. If you go to a potluck, I don't like picnic because picnic started when they were eating black people after they lynched them and castrated them and hung them from trees. So I don't like the word picnic, but there's your education tonight. But let's say potluck, right? If you go to a potluck at your job, and this happened to us, and my job that I just left, love and respect to this brother, we had a dirty person. We had a person who stank. We had a person who didn't wash his hands. We had a person who smelled like uh, 14 homeless man's balls were all stuffed in a bag and it was draped around his shoulder. I mean, this man he's got the worst hygiene of anyone I've ever known. And that's just true. And it's not just for me, everyone. And he's the dirty person. It's almost like it, how it feels to be a man dating. There are dirty, despicable men with no hygiene and no care for the damage they do to their community or the minds of women they encounter. These dirty, nasty human beings are running around defiling every clean woman that they can that they can come in contact with. They're as they say, they're contaminating every single woman, and they're running at full speed like it's a race. And good men are walking because they're being selective and they're just watching and trying to find the right person. Dirty men are running like it's Black Friday to contaminate every woman that they can possibly get their hands on. And most women are allowing themselves to be contaminated and defiled by men who don't even respect women. And then those women who've let themselves be defiled by multiple men look over at men, and include all the good men who were trying to be selective, who were trying to make sure he had something to offer a woman, who was trying to get his job right, trying to get his money right, trying to maintain the character that his mama gave him and his father showed him. All of those men who hadn't done anything are lumped in the group of the 20% of filthy, dirty, nasty, disgusting, stinky people who defiled and who contaminated everything around. And so, as a brother who's always been selective, watching this Black Friday race to the box of every woman, these men fighting over these women, these men fighting with these women, it's like it's horrific. So men are struggling to find great lovers too that they can trust, because if a woman allows herself to be defiled by multiple men, I can't trust her judgment. And if we go into it, if we get into it, if we have a fight, who am I? She didn't have any sanctity over that portion, and I know men aren't supposed to care about this stuff, but they do. And so like, it's rough for men. I say all that to say it's very rough for men too. It's not just women having a bad time. Men who are quality human beings are having a very difficult time getting a woman who's not been defiled and not been uh, who's not been turned against men in general, or poisoned by them mentally and or physically. It's hard for everybody today. And I can say as much terrible shit about men, but we already know that. That's why we're here. But we need a even and a balanced perspective on this thing, because this is a human condition and a human issue, not just men being terrible. If men wasn't getting easy access to everybody's ass, then very few of this, little of this would be going on. But it's not women's fault, but women have the power to change it. Women have been given goddess-like power and God-like power over the world. And until they realize that it's not a man's world, nothing will change. Love and respect. City Auntie, thank you for the super chat. A sick society creates sick people. A broken society creates broken people. This is the dating pool. Absolutely. Yes, it is absolutely the dating pool. Everybody's just coughing on each other. But that was a long ass rant for probably a short question. So let me go back up here and try to answer some. I'll probably stay on here about 9 more minutes. Like I said, it's movie night, Friday night. We always watch movies with my son, 8-year-old. My 5-year-old's autistic, so he doesn't give a damn about watching no movies. He really just wants us out of his face sometimes. It just depends on what kind of movie he's in. He'll lay there, but he don't give a fuck about no movie. Let me see. Had to learn the hard way. Never send sexy pictures. Never, ever, ever send sexy pictures. Not a good idea. And I get that all the time. I've had that conversation more times than I care to count. Woman sends sexy pictures. Doesn't know if she can trust a man to not share them. This happens literally every week on my phone line. Agree. Never ever send pics. When he asks for one, block him. But for the most part, a man who knows you and respects you isn't asking for that type of shit. And if a man is your boyfriend, and sometimes those guys do that. But if a man ain't your man, he has no business, even coming at you like that. And until you have really made that clear that you need to be dealt with and handled a certain way, you're going to encounter that. It's the thing with like the dick pic thing. On Instagram, I shared a 1 minute and 7-second video, a PSA to men about not sending unsolicited D pics. I did it because, of course, I've had a bunch of clients, hit me up with I got this picture, and I think it's predatory, and I think it's a little bit rapey, to be quite honest. I don't think, I think that those men are circumventing consent when they are sending unsolicited pictures like that, because most of the time, if a woman wants to see a man's thing, she'll say, "Hey, what that sausage like?" or whatever she says. I've heard a great many things. If I wear sweatpants around the wrong people, it's a problem. But I can tell you that if a woman wants to see a thing, she's going to ask for it. You don't have to shock her with it or surprise her with it. She's going to be like, "Hey, what's up with that? Yeah, I send you one if you send me one," right? When men always asking for pictures, a woman be like, "You first." Like obviously women know how to ask for that type of stuff. Men don't want to ask if a woman wants to see it, because for the most part, they know the answer is no. So they do it anyway. And it's because they lack the respect for that woman's consent, which is the prerequisite of a non-consensual encounter. What's funny is I shared that video on Instagram. I shared it on TikTok. It got it got more shares than normal, but it got almost no shares for how monumentous the video was and how helpful it would have been had women just shared it with men. But women don't share that type of stuff with men. I'm not sure why. Like, that's one of the videos that should have went viral. It is a cultural phenomenon that men are just throwing dick pics at women in every direction. Every woman that a man gets her number, he's sending her thing pic. It's predatory. And no man would want that for his daughter or his mom or his aunts or whomever might be dating in his life. If she said, "Yeah, so and so, this guy I just met that I don't even know sent me a D pic," he was like, "What's that? His name?" Like, bro, let me call him. Like, he'd be upset. He would not stand for it. But they do it to other men's the women in other men's families, so they know it's wrong. And unfortunately enough, we think it shouldn't matter that a woman has a man connected to her or not, but that's kind of our society too. But they know it's wrong. They wouldn't accept it for the women in their family, especially strangers who they don't even know. It feels aggressive. It feels predatory. It feels a little bit dangerous. It makes people nervous and anxious. They do it anyway. But hell, I shared that video. I'm thinking, you know what? They'll probably share this one because this is a valuable message. A baller alert will get it. Shade room will get it. Somebody important to share this because this is a valuable message. Nothing. It, and I always think of that. There's this Instagram reel that has this voice that says, uh, the guy be talking about every time I share this one. I'm like, this the one, this the one, this we gonna make it out the hood. Everybody's gonna share this one. They're gonna be loving this one. He said, I come back and it's 14 views, and I'm has 14 views, two comments, and I'm one of them. That's kind of how it feels sometimes to be a YouTuber in this space, trying to operate and move in integrity. Or even on Instagram or anything, it's like even if I'm doing something that would benefit the people that I'm working for, sometimes it's like nothing. If you see that Instagram PSA that I put out last week, you should probably share that if you actually care about women not getting those unsolicited pics, because a lot of young women are getting them. 14 and 15-year-old girls are getting them. What becomes culture for men becomes culture for young men. It should have been 1 million views on that thing. It should have been 3, 4, 5 million views. Should have been on Ball Alert, Shade Room, everything. The PSA to men about how inappropriate it is to send an unsolicited D pic to young women, not knowing their sexual history, not knowing their relationship with sexuality. Nope, nothing. It was just another Kev Hick thing that was on Instagram and fizzled. It's kind of sad because if I would have said women need to lick a man's feet in order to be valuable, that would have went viral. Dating coach loses his mind. Listen to this, and they would have shared that. So anyway, that's my rant on that. But if you care about that type of thing, I still care about that message. Please go share that video because it was valuable, and men need to hear it. And unfortunately, my audience is women, and most of the time, unless I piss them off, they don't share my stuff. So there's that. Somebody says, I had a point, but I talked around the point. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about now. Somebody said, can you please give advice to a 40-year-old woman on meeting men and dating, where to meet since most men my age are married? I'm going to go to the bottom because I know people are like, damn, he ain't answered nothing from the last 10, 12, 20 minutes. 40-year-old dating, please don't try to default to 20-something-year-olds. You wouldn't believe how many women who get to your position just start defaulting to young men and acting just like older guys who date from college. Um, you are not going to remove from yourself the burden of loneliness through young men's temporary affections. So don't do that, because that seems to be the default for women over 40 now, is to date younger men. Uh, don't do that. Um, I always tell what women who of any age who are dating, you have to find people who are of like mind, and that means you have to find someone who has a common interest. If you don't date people with your common interests and your common hobbies, you're always going to have issues with compatibility anyway. So you have to find people who have the same type of fun as you. So what do you like to do? What are your hobbies? What are your interests? Um, yeah, MILF Fantasy. Daniela Leo says MILF Fantasy. YouTube hit it, but I'm gonna let it go. You're right. Um, Date people who are of like minds, who like to do the same thing. And sometimes you can join special interest groups, especially if you live in a large city like New York or LA or San Francisco. I don't know how big San Francisco is, so forgive me. But the Bay Area, Different places in America, LA, Chicago, Washington, like the bigger metropolitan Houston, the bigger metropolitan Miami, all of the major cities in America. If you live in one of those, it's easy enough to find people of a similar interest and special interest groups and clubs that you can join and kind of be around people of a like mind of an opposite sex so that you can find somebody who has something to offer you and that you can live your life with instead of against. Even so, sometimes that doesn't work, and we have to resort to either going outside more and being in those environments where just a lot of people in our age group are. uh, you just have to be open, and sometimes what I see is a woman might be very, very selective, and sometimes it's great to be selective. It's always great, but it's not okay to be prejudiced. And again, we're not talking about racism or prejudice. The difference between prejudging. Sometimes we prejudge those that we don't know because they may not look like our type, and they may be exactly what God has for us or what God would hope for us, and what God made for us. But if we prejudge everyone because they look like this or they sound like this or their personality type appears to be this from the outside in, we prejudge a lot of people and we misjudge. And they always say never judge a book by its cover, but it's hard to tell a woman that if she's not attracted to a man. And so I don't want to tell people to date ugly guys. I'm just saying make sure you're adequately enough investigating all the prospects that you do have, because there are less prospects the more mature you get. So you have to investigate them a little bit deeper. And special interest groups give you an opportunity to get around a person, not have any pressure, and just enjoy yourself around a person doing what you love without the pressure of being, on a date. And just like when people date their coworkers, their classmates, or their neighbors, when people are in special interest groups, the people who show up on a regular basis get to know each other. It kind of as human beings sometimes, and it puts you in the same place as a person enough times in a row before they see you as human and not just a hole to stick it in. Unfortunately enough, mm, I don't understand, Dima. What uh, what if you love is feminine? Our party plan. Oh, wait, say that again. Well, I'm deep in there. Okay, I don't. Maybe y'all having a conversation. Mm, I don't know. Respond. Rephrase that question. I got a couple minutes, and I'll try to answer it, Dima, because I want to answer your question. I don't understand it. So reword it, and I'll try to answer it. What if you love is feminine? I plan a party plan, or um, somebody said, what if it's not nudes, just sexy? No, no, fuck all that. And if a man can't use his imagination and he's not allowing you space to just say no, then he don't want nothing but sex anyway. If he's not your man or if he's not your husband, again, if you don't share honor with a man, he has no benefit to keeping your anonymity, right? If my wife, and I have dirty pictures of my wife, but we've been together for 14 years. If I got dirty pictures of my wife, I'm gonna protect them with my life because that's her honor and she is my honor. That's my children's honor. I have something to lose, right? When you're just a girlfriend or somebody bending over or a bed warmer, there's no honor attached to you. His only honor is the fact that he has sexual access to you. So not only does he not have a benefit to keeping your anonymity, but he stands to gain more in exposing you, which most men do. Most of the time, 99% of the time, when you send your naked picture to a man or your sexy picture, the first thing he does is show his friends because it makes him look good. Okay. It makes him look good. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that. She fine, bro. Yeah, yeah. She fine. 99% of the time. The only time a man won't show the nakedness of a woman is when he loves her. And when he's like, nah, this is my wife. Ain't nobody seeing my wife. That's the only time. Nah, this is my woman. Ain't nobody seeing my woman. That's the only time. If a man ain't like, you my woman, who you talking like? If he ain't already obsessed with your relationship, and in love with you and already claiming you and y'all already ain't established, if you are not established with a man and he has naked pictures of you, just know that he's shown them. And sometimes the only way a man doesn't show all the naked pictures he has is if he has so many naked pictures that it's just bored his friends at this point. Some men are such man whores and have so many options that they have so much nakedness in their phone that it ain't, they friends don't even, they just some whores. That's what they do. It's not even worth it. But every man who ain't doing that, get a little piece of naked, he's sharing it. And most man whores are still sharing it. But there are some men who are sleeping with 2 or 3 different women a day. Yeah, they ain't sharing it. But they young and hot. They got that type of energy. They ain't gonna have it for long, but they gonna have it now. But don't put yourself in a position where you sharing yourself with a man who you don't even know like where his mind is about you. Like if you're not his woman, if he ain't trying to put a baby in you and live with you and love you, if he's not your husband, you ain't got no business sharing. No, he know you sexy. He see you in your yoga pants. He don't need no damn picture. Like, come on, man. Yeah, and women, y'all got to do better job of guiding these other women instead of talking about girl power and all this bullshit. No, tell these young women how much it hurts when a man exposes you and your family sees it. Tell these young women how much it hurts when a man throws you away because you thought you was being hot and you was having your hot girl summer, but you got a baby or an STD left behind from your hot girl summer, and this man act like he don't know you. Y'all don't be really guiding each other, because most of the women that I've come across that are ashamed of what they've done have covered their misdeeds, hidden them, and then they will guide another young woman to do the same thing. So by comparison, they're not as bad, or they're not alone in feeling that shame. I've seen that over and over as a dating coach. I see that all the time. Look at my comment section. The women who make terrible decisions are the ones in the comment section trying to give advice to people for the most part. There's no wisdom. It's no, girl, listen, I did that. I've been there. Please don't do this. You're making a mistake. I don't see that. I see, fuck what he talking about. He don't know. These men don't know shit. Do what you want to do, girl. It's your life. That's what I hear. And you know what I know? I know for a fact that the woman who's saying that done some dumb shit that she's ashamed of, and she needs every other woman to do some dumb shit too, so that by comparison, she's not left alone. That's what I know. So y'all got to be careful out here. Fake female empowerment is real. It is the truth. and these guys ain't no better with these podcasts trying to tell women how to be more open and whore more to get men. If you go out with a man, give him some. Men are tired of women trying to make them wait. That's sexual manipulation. Says the man who's screwing his subscribers and stands to gain from women whoring themselves out to despicable men. Man, fuck you. Yo, I can't. Y'all, listen, love and respect to y'all. And I know y'all, some of y'all like to cuss, and look, motherfuckers got more issues in their life than my potty mouth. And if you getting bent over by a man who don't love you, I don't think my potty mouth should be of concern to you. Anyway, love and respect. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. That's very generous of you. Thank you. Yeah, so those are some of the questions that like I feel like we don't often get the truth on social media. Um, I don't know what to do with this generation. Uh, this generation of technology, this generation of algorithms, right? The algorithms all reward the sensational, but nobody rewards the wise or the caring, or those who are really concerned. That concern isn't necessarily, it's like sensational. I got to stand on my motherfucking head and spin around to get people to listen to wise advice. But if I was just yelling some absurdity, I could be popping. Um, it's weird. Love you and you. Let's see. I don't want to beat your name up. Uncommon one. Uncommon one. Uncommon one. Oh, got it. I got it. Uncommon one. Thank you for the super chat. I always try to say the names of people with super chat. Uncommon one. I get that. That's lovely. Somebody said, I love you, Kevin. Glad I caught you live. I appreciate that. Would you go on a debate or a discussion channel? I would, depending on what the purpose of the debate was. And if I seen editing integrity, I think a lot of times the debate channels and And the discussion panels are trying to have the hot take moment. And usually that's the bullshit moment. That's the moment that the dumbest person in the room says the dumbest thing. And so I've been invited on a couple of them, but I'm not going to get on a plane and go have no discussion with somebody for some likes and views. I really have dad shit going on. Like I really have a 5-year-old and 8-year-old that I'm making sure tight every day. I really have a special needs child. Like I really be out here trying to figure out how to, grow with my wife and build with her. I don't have time to just chase social media views. So I don't normally just get on planes unless somebody's paying me and or trying to pay my wife. Like I'm gonna travel together if I travel. So for me, I'm just not gonna be doing all of that because most people don't offer anything. They just say, "Hey, you want a feature? I would love a feature." Well, come to New York, man. I'm not getting on a damn plane for leaving my family. My wife be tired as hell, getting beat up by these two young, crazy, rambunctious ass boy because I'm trying to get some likes and comments. Because hopefully, if I get enough views, that somebody will respect my fucking gangster and let me get on it and get popping and get viral. I'm never doing that. Uh, Shit, I ain't built for that. So, with that said, I would love to go on a discussion panel, even if virtual. And I've done it a couple of times. I've been on Fox Soul before. Before I might once or twice, or at least I know I've been offered twice. I've been on there once, I believe. I can't remember what her name is. But I've been on Fox Soul before. She talks to Vivica Fox and all of that stuff now. But and all of the girls, the Fox Soul girls. I've been on Fox Soul. I've been in Vogue. I've been in a bunch of publications and had discussions, but I've never gotten on one of those like popular podcasts where they have these discussions. Just because I can't ain't about to get on a damn plane to do that. And most of the time they don't want to voice a reason. They want somebody to humiliate. And again, I'm a real human being. I'm not about to begin to talk too crazy on no podcast. Like my people think I'm like, yeah, I'm not as nice as people think I am. Nice to women. Uh, I'm not that type of guy that people just gonna be saying what they want to say to me and I know they trying to humiliate me. The motherfucking table's gonna get flipped over. So I'm gonna put myself in a position where I'm talking to a wise individual who wants balance and truth. And most of the time, that's not the type of person who's popping enough. Caitlin E, love and respect. Thanks for the super chat. So yeah, that's kind of one of those things. But I would love to go on a debate channel, but I'm not going to debate morality with a person who has no morals. I'm not going to debate principle with a person who has no principles. I'm not going to debate values, a high value man with a person who has no values, no principles. I'm not going to make sense out of nonsense for someone who's committed to their misunderstanding of life. And to go on a debate, even if I whip him on a debate, everybody in the comment section who follows the content, if I was to go on a particular debate, it's just going to be mad that I said what I said, and the whole comment section is going to be dedicated to disproving or disbelieving or insulting me for giving the game that I gave, because people aren't growing to learn. They're not growing to grow their understanding of human beings or our condition as a people or as a culture, as a society. They're going to be validated in what they already misunderstand. That's what people do. People go to social media channels that's a portion of why my channel is not that popular. If people say, well, you're a nice guy, you're just telling people what they want to hear. If I was telling them what they want to hear, I'd be much more popular. But every other video is a challenge. Every other video pisses a woman off. Every other video kind of restricts that dopamine response you get from being patted on the back. Balanced content isn't this or that. It's just the truth. And I think that to tell people what they want to hear would be to be more viral. And sometimes what people want to hear is the dark truth. So I could be viral doing that, or I could be viral ass kissing people. But you almost never are viral as the messenger if your message is balanced and intentionally fair. I can't say every video I've ever had was a 100% fair, but my videos are about a very particular context, and sometimes the context doesn't provide space for fair. So sometimes you can get on here and feel like, oh my God, he gonna shred that guy, and I do. Not individuals. I don't I don't do that shit where I'm talking down on a particular guy, like in the media. I don't do that. But the behavior, I'm shitting on the behavior. I'm shredding the behavior, and people can grow offended at that if they want to. But the behavior across humanity is flawed, and so I'm talking about relationship behavior for everyone, and they don't like that. Um, Somebody said, um, let me see. Dr. Umar Johnson versus Cynthia G. Fox Soul. Okay, perfect. So I've gone on the Fox Soul show before. I'm not nothing wrong with the Fox. I don't know nothing about the Fox Soul show except for the one I was on. I know that the lady be talking to Vivica. She be on there with Lisa Ray. They be mixing it up on Fox Soul, and so it was nice to be on a platform like that. But it was early when they did it, so it's more popular now. I would love to go back, and they contact me from time to time. I was busy. I had to take my kid to a doctor's appointment or something the last time they called me. But like Dr. Umar Johnson, for instance, and Cynthia G, you think much was accomplished from the people who watch them bicker and argue? You think that from a distance you can tell the difference between a fool and a wise man? In a fight, you just see fists. You don't see the details. So yeah, discussing more like it. I would love to have a discuss. Yeah, Claudia Jordan. Thank you. We had some discussions in the past. Claudia Jordan, she was cool. Yeah, she was cool. She jumped right off after. Like, I have not had a conversation with her. I jumped on. They must have found me for her show. I was on the show, and I mean, as soon as the camera cut, she was off. She was gone. So I didn't get to talk to her, but I spoke to her on the show during the recording. She was seemingly nice. But yeah, the Claudia Jordan show, that's what I was on. I've been on a few shows. Um, let me see. I came across your page 3 years ago, and I've come to really appreciate your content. The sensation may be popular, but wisdom lasts forever. Keep going. Yeah, what they call it, evergreen. Wisdom is evergreen. And for me, it's not me quitting. I wouldn't quit helping people, doing dating advice, doing coaching. It's never about quitting for me. But I just give my energy to what gives back. At the same time, I think that, God kind of shows you where he wants you based on what he prospers. And this has been very prosperous, but it is not as prosperous at the moment. So I'm not sure if God is telling me, hey, okay, you've done that, now do this other thing. I'm not positive what I'm supposed to be, really doing. So I'm throwing a lot of darts at the board to see what sticks. I want to be where I'm supposed to be. People people often chase success by any means necessary, and I don't want what I have. I don't want my idea. I want what God has for me. I want what's supposed. I want to be in the right place. I want to be in my purpose. Sometimes your purpose shifts or changes or evolves, and I'm what I'm saying is I'm open to that, especially with the disconnect with the way my ego works. My ego is more attached to let me drink this and then I gotta go. Yeah, I got 3 minutes. I gotta ride out. mm. Damn, that cup warmer is warm. Good gracious, damn. Oh no, turn that off. Let me sip one more time. Caitlin E, if I didn't say anything before, if I just missed it, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that. I'm not sure it showed me before. I don't know. And if I missed a super chat before, please let me know. But I appreciate you guys for everything. What was I saying? Oh yeah, my ego. Like, some people's ego, they want it by any means necessary, right? They want fame. I don't like fame. So I need views because it helps, and it grows, and it helps me coach people. But I don't like when I go out and about with my family, man, I don't want nobody really. If somebody like, yo, what's up? Or it's like sometimes sometimes I get a dude like, you the YouTube dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's up? Love and respect. I really want it low key like that. Or if I seen one time I seen a subscriber eating a sandwich at Panera Bread, and I walked by, and the way she looked at me, I knew. I was like, oh, she watched my channel, because she just stopped. She like froze in place and was just looking like, I was like, oh, so I just waved at her. How you doing? if it's love and it's peaceful and it's not intrusive, I'm with that. But man, I'm not the type of person that you could just, not me and just run up on with that. You know what I'm saying? Then, to be honest, I'm outing a lot of the BS. So when people run up on me now, I'm like, bro, friend or foe? Yo, bro, you Kev Hick? Who's asking? Like, what we doing? Because sometimes dudes don't be liking what I got going on. That's the truth, right? And I'm in a rough place. Like I live on the suburbs, but where I live, it's real out here. So I'm not really looking to be the most famous dating person either. So, when I be talking about this stuff, I don't mean I wish I was more famous. I don't. I could go without that. That's why I would love to just be a very successful dating coach with almost no social media, because at least I could help and move around without those types of problems. And right now I don't have problems. And if I was any more famous, maybe I would. And maybe that was not for me. That maybe that's the thing that God is moving me away from. Because I really don't like to be bothered. And I'd be armed. So you gotta watch that shit. You gotta be careful. Don't be just running up on me. If you do, you state your damn purpose first. Tiffany Lynn, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate you. Sean Martin, $20. Thank you so much for that super chat. Man, y'all showing love. No question, just love. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I guess I am on Creative Raven. Love and respect to Creative Raven. Creative Raven, you have a lot to offer the world, and as soon as you decide that you want to offer it all, you will be very, very, very valued. Let me see. Yes, the TikTok. My TikTok is here. I'll tell you what my TikTok is now, because y'all talking about my TikTok before I go. My TikTok name is. I should know it by heart. This is terrible. My TikTok name is. Hold on. Can y'all see that? Y'all can't see it. My TikTok name is at Kev_Hick. So at KEV_HICK. At KEV_HICK. There's a fake Kev Hick on TikTok. I've reported him 45 times. My followers have reported him. TikTok ain't getting rid of him, but he's only stolen like 14 of my videos. And then he realized I'm not the type of popular viral YouTuber that you can steal shit from and get popular. So he stops. I'm stealing my shit because I'm too lame on TikTok. And in general, wise advice ain't the most viral stuff. So he might be started another page and stole somebody else's shit by now. But I only have one TikTok. This is my TikTok, Kev_Hick. And we have a The Fatherhood Village TikTok for our Fatherhood Village content. It's only a few posts on there, but we're going to get those up here pretty soon. So that's my TikTok. I think share my stuff on TikTok. If something resonates and you think it'll help somebody, sometimes it's not enough to hit the like button. You got to share it, because ain't nobody going to see it if you just hit the like button. Love. Creative Raven said, thank you, Kev, working on expression. You'll get it. We all do. My first couple of videos were terrible, horrible, no good, very bad, ugly. I mean, I can't watch my old videos. They're terrible. I recorded them on the iPhone 6. The color was changing every second because it couldn't maintain the white background. It didn't have the capability in the camera, but I wanted a white background until I figured out how to do it and bought a $600 camera. My videos were terrible for like the first 22 or 25 videos. God, you start somewhere and you suck at a thing, and you have to be willing to suck at it before you can be great at it. And too often we try to perfect a thing before we do it, and it's just not possible. Go suck at something new. That's how you become great at whatever you want to do. Damn, that was a bar. I should put that on the t-shirt. Please go check out thefatherhoodvillage.shop if you're a parent and you want to support that brand, because we're building it and we want it to be a serious contender in the t-shirt marketplace and in the merchandising marketplace for e-commerce. Let me see. Maybe 6. I let go of a guy recently, emotionally checked out for a month and a half. I was depressed, but now I'm healing, been exercising and meditating. My lesson is, don't give 100% in a dating stage. Don't give 100% of your thought life and your focus and your mind Too often, women hand over a man her mind like it has no value whatsoever. She becomes a robot for his thoughts and his fantasy. That's where you go wrong. What's your Instagram, Dr. Vanessa Enoch? Love and respect to you, Doctor. My Instagram is at Kev Hick 24, at KEVHICK 24. Um, Somebody said, "Hey Kev, you looking good." Well, I appreciate it. I like to think so. I didn't cut my hair. I almost never cut my hair, y'all. I be having dad shit to do. I be looking busted. That's why I normally, if y'all look at my old YouTube videos, I always had an afro or some braids, or even I tried dreads because I'm like, man, I don't even be cutting my. I'm not the most clean cut person. I have a nice physique. I'm 6'2.5", so I'd never had to have the most style, and we were poor growing up, so I never really established style. I know how to look clean, like I showered. I know how to match my hat with my shirt and my shoes. So I look clean, presentable, and I'm handsome, so that helps. I'm tall and well built, so that helps. I never got the whole style thing down. So for me, I don't think $40-$50 for a haircut every week is a valuable investment in time when I got these two young boys who be needing a lot of stuff. Maybe when my sons are older and need a little less, or I have a little more, I go waste that money. But shit, my wife, as long as she ain't complaining, I cut my own hair. So love and respect, appreciate that. All right, I think I got to ride out. Any thoughts about a tall woman dating shorter men? Nope. I think if you got a man who's confident, you should do that. Enjoy yourself. That confidence is rare, but it do exist. But I got to ride out. TikTok does have a lot of positivity and support. TikTok is amazing for positive stuff. But TikTok pays crumbs. And then I gotta go. You didn't say something, Sanja. TikTok has a lot of positivity that they promote. You can get famous for being positive and wise. I love TikTok for that. But people on TikTok make crumbs in comparison to YouTube. Like, I'm having the worst year of my YouTube career right now, and I still probably make 5 times what a TikToker makes with my same audience. It is pitiful what TikTokers are making. They making gas money over there. So I don't know. I probably have to go over to TikTok because it's the only way I could probably keep my audience eventually. But I don't like TikTok's debate platform. I think if you look at what's popular, it's everybody who it's all debate based. It's all, you do a video, I'm gonna do a video shitting on what you do, or disagreeing. I'm gonna do a video disagreeing with these people, and so it's all these back and forths and all these duets and stuff, and that's what creates the viral is low key the conflict within the content. It's conflict based, even if it's popular. Like a really wise guy, it's a lot of very gifted brothers on TikTok helping women, talking that talk, and I respect those brothers a lot. And I don't even know their names because I don't eat this stuff up like that. But it's a lot of gifted people, brothers, sisters, women, men talking the way a man and a woman is supposed to talk and teaching. But their popular videos aren't them bringing up their own point, having that point, and existing there and just educating their followers. Their popular videos are like a debate trigger or a debate response and a duet, and or the argument of it's all argument based, even though it's positive, or some people can be more positive. So that's one of those things where it's like it's a little exhausting, because if I do get popular on TikTok, I'm just gonna have to get on every day. I get on TikTok, somebody duet me talking about how I'm stupid. It's like I'm not interested in that, because people get disrespectful online, and I'm a man of respect. And in person, I want my respect, and people don't give you that respect online. They be saying whatever they want to say. They go on, you look at your personal page and start insulting your family and all these different things. And I listen. I'm gonna want mine in person, and I don't know if I have the temperament to deal with the TikTok debate forum, because it gets so disrespectful so quick. And I'm not a good arguer. I can debate, intellectually, but if I get pissed and all of that wisdom stuff goes out the window, I don't even know how to cuss people out when I'm really upset. I just want to get to the violence. I just want to knuckle up. And I probably would misrepresent myself on TikTok if the debate started heating up and too many of them weird ass dudes started coming to me about these different ideas, calling me names and stuff. I'm the type of person I'm gonna get really upset. I'm gonna be upset in real life, and then you gonna have to be about that when you see me, especially if I'm not with my family. If I'm with my family, I'm gonna do my thing. You got it. But if I'm by myself, I'm a problem, and I don't want to be like, I ain't built for it. I ain't built for it, y'all. So love and respect. I gotta ride out of here. I gotta get off this thing. I've been supposed to get off 30 minutes ago. Love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Um, Hope Dame Dash finds Kev Hick's financial education. I hope he does too, but I got to get it started. And right now, I'm starting a secondary career as a fallback, just in case I do have my time with social media. And so I'm really excited about this other secondary career. And it's also something I want to share on Kev Hick's financial education because it's very valuable to people. But I want to do this shit before I talk about it in video so that I can say what I've done and not what I hope to do, and also give you more guidance. So I'm building my portfolio for Kev Hick's financial education. So when I give you this stuff, it's going to be valuable to you because it was valuable to me in the past tense, right? Because I've done it. I think it's really important. Also, I do have an interview coming out. It should be next week. One of my friends and mentors talked about how y'all see. But I'm doing my content for financial education, but it's gonna be a minute because I really want to get my businesses set up so I can show you how I did it and what I did. In my secondary career, the same thing. So just be patient, be aware, and stay tuned. Love and respect. Y'all have a wonderful night. Sorry if I missed anybody's super chats. I really appreciate it. And thank you for everybody who's giving me super thanks. I got like 3 super thanks this month, which is a lot. That's when you do a super chat on like a video instead of just waiting for the live. You can actually super chat every video. It's like a tip jar at the bottom of the video. I've gotten like 3 of them. I don't know if you in here, but I appreciate you super thanks people because that's a unique thing to do, and most people aren't doing that. So thank you for the super thanks for whomever might be doing that. I don't even know who's doing it, but I appreciate you. Love and respect. I'll get with y'all later.